The perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge. Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Woohoo! Hello everyone. We're back with another A Drink with Brink, because I like to talk with other creators about their campaigns. And my own campaign is still going on. So Perfect 10, issue 2 is still active right now in demand. So until we have fulfilled all books, it will close. So still the chance to get it. Okay, cool. So today I have someone very special. I have followed him on social media for a few years and seen growth. He has a lot of characters, a lot of books. He has an entire library, and it's very cool to have him on. I'll bring him in a second. First, I want to say hello to Area Blackness. Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Then we have Mr. Phonic. Hey, man. Welcome to the show. And David V is here. Hey, David. Welcome, man. Cool. So where's your drink, Brink? My drink is right here. It's good old-fashioned Coca-Cola. All right, man. So let's bring him in. Here is Brian Menard. Welcome, sir.
Hi. Just wanted to show I'm also a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you, man. Awesome.
You bet. I've got Earthling, I've got Ajax, I've got Perfect 10, so I'm following your library as well.
All right. All the way back to Earthling.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I've got them right here if you want me to dig them out.
No, I believe you, man.
Okay.
I believe you. Yeah, that's like from 2015. That's when I started. And you started when?
2014, working with 2 small press companies, and then started my own company in 2018.
All right. So it's an official company.
Yes.
Awesome, man. So we'll talk about that.
What I thought was great was when you noticed that I was in CG, you were like, dude, we've been talking for years, and you're, I didn't know you were CG. And I'm like, yeah.
yeah. We knew each other. I knew the Siamese before everyone else did. So
right, yeah,
you know, yeah. Yeah, you have a few cool concepts. And,
thank you.
And I know what it's like to create these characters and superheroes and build your own universe. So I see you do it as well, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I thought of that one. You know.
Oh boy, does that happen to me all the time.
Yeah,
one guy came up with a character named Grindstone. Do you know who that is? Is that one yours?
I think it's Mike Spagnola.
Okay, could be. But as soon as I saw that name, I'm like, oh, why didn't I think of Grindstone?
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant, man. So, Mr. Menard, what are you drinking?
Oh, I've got a protein shake here. I've got chocolate, peanut butter, coconut cream, cheesecake, protein shake.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So
like
you
to
need
mix them up.
Yeah. So you make it yourself, or is it prepackaged?
Well, it's a powder drink that I mix
All
with
right.
milk and shake it up. And
All right. So you can work in the yard.
yes, doing a lot of that today.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, it needs to be done. So
Yes, sir.
we have
58.
85 underground, 58 underground. Welcome, man. Yeah, you know, the thing is, in Dutch, you first say the second number. So when it's 58, you say, yeah, 85, 85. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. 58. Yeah, it's, I
So
can't,
basically, in Dutch, you say 8 of the 50s?
no, you say, 58. So you start with the 8
Okay.
and then the 50.
8 plus 50. Gotcha.
Yes, which is really the wrong direction, but okay.
I don't know. Maybe we're the wrong ones. I don't know.
Okay, man. So, let's see. Oh, Bristolian Dave is also here. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, Bristolian Dave. Good to see you again.
Okay, man. So you have your current campaign is actually a collection. It's a campaign because you're putting together a collection of older material called Siamese.
That's right. It's a 4-issue miniseries. It was the first one that Dojo-kun Comics produced. So this is, it's complete. All of the art, all of the coloring and lettering, it's all done. All we have to do now is create the print files. And then once I have the number of backers, I'll know how many of the posters and prints and keychains and things like that to have made. So really, the only thing that needs to be done to fulfill this campaign is to have those tchotchkes made. I've contacted the vendors and found that the one that needs the most lead time is probably 3 weeks. So not very long.
All right, cool. Okay, well, Mr. Phonic backs me up here. 8 to 50.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Okay, awesome. So shall we take a look at your campaign then?
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
It's
right here.
There we go.
So you've got me on screen. Is it okay if I go ahead and play the trailer?
Sure, man.
Okay. Let's get some eyes on that.
From Dojo-kun Comics comes Siamese, the story of 2 Chinese-American college graduates whose deviation gene make them extraordinary enough to become superheroines. This trade paperback combines the 4-issue Siamese miniseries previously published by Dojo-kun Comics. As our ladies discover their newfound power, we'll be introduced to other Dojo-kun Comics characters such as the Countryman, Breathtaker, Brickhouse, the Scarlet Archer, and Psionica. Dojo-kun Comics has released over a dozen comics so far. You can pledge with confidence knowing that obligations will be fulfilled. Superheroes are coming back. Don't miss out on Siamese.
Excellent, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that Red Gaze did a fantastic job on the trailer.
Definitely. definitely. You get some compliments here. And Mike Jimmy is in the house.
Hey,
Hi,
Mike. Good to see you.
Cool, man. Yeah, Red Gaze is really good with trailers. He did mine also. So it's quality guaranteed, man.
That's right. Yep, he's well worth the fundage.
Absolutely.
So if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and go through the campaign to give people an idea what it's about. So I'm going to start on the left column here talking about the featured tier. And what's great about that is I've also got it here on the right. So it's a limited edition hardcover by the Barton brothers. That's Clayton doing the line art and Corey doing the colors. It's limited edition in that there's 50 of them in the featured tier, which is right here, 38 of which have already sold, I'm happy to say. So there's only 12 of those remaining as part of the featured tier. There is another tier that has this hardcover available, which we'll talk about. It's the top tier, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay. Is there a reason you limited this one to 50?
Yeah, I wanted it to be a collector's edition such that, you know, folks would get hyped about it and really do their best to get their version of this one. And a hardcover, you know, that one there, it's I think those should be limited. The soft covers, you know, those are unlimited. You can get as many of those, but the hardcover, you know, they cost more to produce. So I wanted to just make this a collector's item. It will not be available as a add-on or perk on any subsequent campaigns. So this will be the only opportunity is the Siamese campaign to get this hardcover.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wanted to lend it some exclusivity.
Yeah, I get that. That's cool.
So here's a look at some of the interior art. I had two different artists on this book. On issues 1 and 2, the line art were done by Mike Salter from the States. He is a fine art portrait painter who I found in a nursing magazine, which I know is very funny, but I was in a hospital waiting room and just bored out of my mind, just looking through whatever I could find to look through. And there was an ad for a nursing program to keep track of patients' records. And it was done in like a comic book page style. And this guy, I'm like, hey, you know what? He's pretty good. So I tried to find his name on the page, and he didn't sign it or anything. But I did find the name of the ad agency that placed the ad. So I got in touch with them and asked them if they could put me in touch with the artist. And they seemed a little confused, like this was a weird request. But I probably was, actually. But I got in touch with him, and he's like, you know, I never really thought about actually doing comic books just because I did that ad, but yeah, that could be fun. So he came on board for the first 2 issues of Siamese. But then he got a huge commission to do a portrait of somebody's newly or recently deceased son. Oh, so that really took precedent over working on my comic book, and I totally understood that. So after issue 2, he went to work on that. We parted on good terms. We're still friends. In fact, he just started the line art and a short story for me. So I'm glad to have him back in the Dojo Kun staff. Cool. So this is him. This is still his art. He's introducing some supervillains here. These are the elitists. They're a group of supervillain CEOs, which some people might say is redundant. But so it's Timepiece, the Equestrian, Watercraft, Continental Jet, and Gemstone. And they pose as petty thieves to hide the fact that they're actually involved in corporate espionage.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And
then here's Siamese, their run-in with the Transportation Security Authority, the TSA. People keep asking me.
TNA?
No, not TNA, the TSA.
All right.
The girls are the TNA. But people keep asking me, where does he think she's got stuff hidden? He's looking like he's, and I always tell them he's just being very thorough. Wouldn't you be?
Of course, yeah.
I would be. Then the next artist that came on board for issues number 3 and 4 was Zilson Costa from Brazil. He has a different style than Mike's, but it's still clean and crisp. And the one thing I have to say about Zilson is he interprets my scripts nearly perfectly. I almost never have anything to change. In fact, I would say that at least half of the time, what he comes back with was better than what I envisioned.
All right.
So it's a fantastic working rapport. He's working with me on several other projects right now too. He's quick and just a joy to work with.
That's awesome.
This is him, his interpretation of the women in their werecat form, which I will reveal to the audience is against their will.
Okay.
So
when do they transform into these creatures?
So it's within the trade paperback toward the end of issue number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they deal with the consequences of this through issue number 4. Okay. And in issue 3 and 4, they're dealing with these 4 guys. They're called the Doberman Gang, which is
cats and dogs, right?
Yeah, right. Also, too, it's an homage to an old 1970s movie. It's actually a series of movies that were produced when I was a kid in the 70s. The Doberman Gang were a group of bad guys who trained their Dobermans to go into a bank and rob the bank.
Yes.
And I'll never forget that. I thought that was so cool when I was a kid.
Yeah. I think I saw one of them, but I was very young.
Yeah,
I do remember scenes, but not the entire story or something. But
yeah, me too. I just remember like, the dogs going in the bank. Yeah. Right. So now we can talk about the peers. So the digital tier exists for people who are overseas and don't want to deal with shipping, or just people who prefer having it compact and mobile so they can take it with them on their iPad or their phone. Mm. So that's the regular cover. This is a somewhat new perk. This here has characters from 8 different creators. It's 13 different characters from across CG. Basically, they're AAT characters. We've got Mother and her mech. This is the mech's foot here in the background from Global Frequency Studios. We've got Perfect 10, American Bliss, and Snowfox from my host, Dave Brink. We've got Dixie Rose from Matthew Fowler's Dixie Rose. Breathtaker and the Siamese Gals are from my Dojo Kun Comics universe. The Boss is from Kimosabi's The Company Men. Mm-hmm. Hit Terran is from Star Circuit by Joe Catapano and his Vera Via Studios.
Yeah.
Neon and Rebel are from Clint Haliski's codename
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch. Thank you. I was going to say Switch Kill. I'm like, that's backwards. It's codename Kill Switch. Yes. And then lastly here, this is Angel from the upcoming Cerebrum by Black Rose Comics.
Yeah, so, I knew most. So
did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the loop.
Okay, awesome. So to tell you what this is, it's a metal print. The Phoenix Animation hooked up for me. So it's comic book sized and it looks super on the metal print. He did it with the white metal. And so the whites of all of the characters like Siamese and Snowfox and Perfect 10 and these gals over here, all of the whites really pop.
Okay. And so the colors, are they a bit softer than on usual paper?
No, I would say that they're more vibrant because they're on that reflective metal.
All right. Awesome. So you got your prototype or are they all printed?
No, I do have the prototype. Just give me a second to dig it out here. I can show it to you.
That's awesome, man. It's very cool. You got all these creators to get on board to do this. That collection of characters, man. That's great. That's awesome.
Here it is. Okay, sorry. I'm not finding it. So can you see that on screen?
Oh wait, let me look at this. All right, awesome. That's excellent, man.
Isn't that cool? I love it.
Yeah, I want that. I need that, man.
It is its own tier, plus it's an add-on. If you wanted to get something and then add this on, you can do that as well.
Right. Okay, so I noticed you had. I thought you had the names for the characters on the campaign page, but not on the actual print. But it's on the print too.
It's on the print as well. So
yeah.
At first, I was going to ask each of these creators to give me their character's logo, but as I started applying it, it got too busy and crowded, and I think it took away from the picture. Right. So I decided to just go with this standard typeface and just put it in there so people knew who they were. And by the way, this art is by Zilson Costa, the guy who did issues 3 and 4 of Siamese.
Yes. Cool. Welcome to the show, Bellyandor. Daliandor.
Leandor, hey, welcome. So looking at we've got 6 different covers for this trade paperback, and this trade paperback is over 100 pages. So each of the individual floppies was 22 pages. It'll also include all 4 covers and back covers, but it also will have a behind the scenes like concept art section, a commissioned pro art section, and a fan art section. So it's going to be well over 100 pages for the trade paperback. And excellent. So that I think is a fair price at $35. I hope folks agree. This is the regular cover by Gilbert Monsanto from the Philippines. And then also from the Philippines, Aries Hernandez did the cover. This one here is a homage to a Teen Titans cover. So there is a cover that looked just like this in the Teen Titans. And another thing about Aries is that he's a former Disney animator. He worked on Lion King, Tarzan, and Kim Possible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And now he's working for Dojo Comics. That's
yes,
amazing.
He is. And we're also working together on a project called the Megan War. He's produced that in the Philippines in Tagalog, his native language. And he's asked me to produce it in the States in English. So we're working together. He's got 64 issues published in the Philippines. So what we're going to do is we're going to like gather them in groups of 5 or 6 and doing them as trade paperbacks.
Wow, that's amazing. So basically you will be translating these books and printing them here.
Well, he's translating them best he can into English, and then I'm taking it from there and conducting the edits to get them into better English speaking because it's not his native tongue.
Man,
but I mean,
that's awesome.
He does pretty well.
And so those will be campaigns too, or will it go directly on your store? Or
as a matter of fact, it will be campaigns. And the reason he reached out to me is that Indiegogo does not allow for people in the Philippines to have a campaign.
Oh, really?
So when he asked me. And when I go to my website, I can show you his art. As you can see here, too, he's very good. Yeah. So I had no problem. Basically, I'll run the campaign for him and then funnel the revenue to him.
Excellent, man.
Then this here is by Isaiah Xavier Bradley. He's from the West Coast of the United States. He's working on a supernatural Western with me. So I asked him to do this variant for me. And what I love about this cover is he does great with the foreground, midground, and background. I thought this was a great example, a study of those 3 like realms of a comic cover.
Yeah, that's a great style, man.
This one here is by Bruno Hatano. Bruno is working with me on a... if you remember, some of you in your chat may remember the Marvel swimsuit editions from the 80s and early 90s. Well, I'm going to do something like that, but without the swimsuits.
Wait, without the swimsuits?
Without the swimsuits.
Okay.
So, yeah, when I run that campaign, I'm going to have some strategically placed censorship because YouTube will have a fit if I have them out there. All natural.
Yeah. Okay. So you go next level.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. I don't shy away from that whole. They're meant to be sexy. Damn it. Then here's a variant cover by Zilson Costa, the interior artist on 3 and 4. Couldn't very well do this without him providing a cover.
Of course. Yeah.
And then here we are back to the hardcover, the one by the Barton brothers. I'm glad I grabbed them when I did. This was very expensive, but I think they're even more expensive now. They might be more than I can afford at this point. They're so good.
Yeah.
This tier here is you get the regular cover trade paperback, and you get this in metal print. Now, I can show you this one if you want to solo me again. This, though, is just a 4x6 example of the metal print. But the print you get with this tier is a 12x18 print. So it's going to be enormous.
Wow.
This is the cover to Siamese #4, the original cover, but it doesn't have the logo and trade dressings and prices and all that stuff. So this is a virgin version.
All right. Cool.
So yeah.
So this big version, how will you send that?
Carefully. Yeah, I've got with the post office, and they've got a package that I can use to send it. It'll be pricey, but that's okay. I want people to enjoy this. I love this. This cover #4 is by a married couple in Italy. Andrea and Monica. Andrea does the line art. That's the husband, and Monica does the colors. I think they did a fantastic job here of the girls in their werecat form. And then this is Dr. Bellohund beneath them. He's having a bad day right now.
Yeah. Cool.
Then here's the other opportunity to get the hardcover. This is the Ultimate Kitty Box, and this involves the entire library of Dojo-kun comics. So let me explain. All 6 issues, all 6 versions with their covers of the current campaign, the trade paperback, are available in this, and all 12 of the previously published comic books by Dojo-kun Comics. So that'll include all 4 of the floppies of Siamese, plus the other 8 books that I've produced. And I had originally said that it will be in a single slipcase, but as I think about it, if all 6 of these are 100 pages, and this compendium is 100 pages, and the Loved Ones is 100 pages, I don't think it's going to fit in one of these slipcases. So if that's the case, you'll get 2 slipcases if this is the tier that you buy.
Wow.
And 6 people have availed themselves of this opportunity. In addition to those 18 comic books, you'll also get chibi stickers, a canvas print, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, a poker chip, and a metal keychain with enamel paint on it. So it's a pretty good deal to get all of these things.
Wow, that's cool. So 6 people bought this, and
Yep.
They get everything.
They get all of that, the entire library of Dojo-kun comics up until this point.
Wow, amazing. And we
Now
have Bogdan. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Bogdan.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here. For the add-on perks, we've got a patch at just $5, and this is what the patch is going to look like. It's going to be an embroidered patch. We've got the chibi stickers by Alex Thompson. I think he did a good job of these. At first, I didn't like the idea of a chibi sticker, but as I saw him do my characters, I'm like, these are kind of, I like these. Yeah. I might have him do all my characters.
Yeah, who doesn't like chibi stickers, man? That's
no,
awesome.
I'm a convert. I like them a lot now. The poker chip, I was advised by a mentor of mine who has been in the comic industry for a long, long time. Plus, he's also worked with Heavy Metal Magazine. He was a WWE wrestler and a child television star. His name was Rusty Gilligan, but he suggested that some people like to collect these poker chips. So I made them an easy add-on for my campaign. Here's the keychain, which is enamel on metal. Like I said, this keychain will last forever. The canvas print is by Sai Lim. And Sai is from New Zealand, so he's a Kiwi. And Sai is the co-creator of Siamese. I basically gave him the concept and a very rudimentary sketch of what I'd like them to look like. And then, of course, being the artist he is, he did a much better version. He has several different styles. He can do a straight up comic book style. He can do a total cartoony style, like with big head or whatever. And this is sort of the one that's in between, sort of like not quite full on comic books, but kind of cartoony. And of his 3 styles, this is my favorite. So I made this one the canvas print.
Oh yeah. So when you said to him, I have this concept, visualize it for me. Did he come back with the perfect characters immediately, or did he
sure did
some alterations?
He came back with, well, not only did he come back with the perfect characters, but he gave me all 3 styles so that I could pick which one I wanted. He had them in different poses. He even did them in their civilian clothes. With one of them has short hair, one has a little bit longer hair. So he gave me what they would look like if they weren't in their Siamese costumes. I mean, he really went above and beyond, and I'm really appreciative of that. Now, I asked him to be on the Dojo-kun staff, but he works for a company called Mighty Ape, which over in Australia and New Zealand is sort of their version of Amazon. So he's so very busy. He doesn't have time to work with me except once in a while to do a pinup. Cool. Then this print is comic book sized that can be added on if you like. It's the Siamese and the next miniseries, which is Deanna, Hammer of the Angels. And the girls are helping her with her modesty, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's necessary, man. Yeah, that's a beautiful print.
Then for the stretch goals, we've unlocked the first one at 5,000. There's 6x9 mini prints of all 4 of the original covers. And the only caveat to that is I don't have permission to continue printing the character that appeared here on number 3, the Urban Archer. So I've replaced him with the Scarlet Archer, both in the trade paperback and on these prints.
Wow. So the Urban Archer was a guest character, or?
Exactly. He belonged to someone that I used to work with at a different small press company. And although we don't have animosity toward one another, we didn't part on the greatest of terms. We're civil toward one another, but I didn't want to get involved with him in a way where I needed to ask his permission to use his character anymore. So I just replaced it with my own.
All right. So did this mean you automatically created a new character for yourself? Because it's basically mostly the colors that you change and maybe a few details?
Well, his character was an African-American character, and mine is more of an Anglo-Saxon character. So they have a different look. They have very similar skill set, obviously, because they're both archers. But I did have this character in existence before I made this change.
Okay.
So I went back to my artist. He appears in issue number 3. So I went back to Zilson and asked him, could you please redraw the section, the pages where this character appeared with my character? And he was very helpful with that. And then I had to have it recolored and relettered.
Yeah. So, oh man. So, but he draws digitally or traditionally?
Zilson draws traditionally, so he had to like replace the character on the traditional pages.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit more tricky.
Yeah. And then here is the next stretch goal, which we have also unlocked at 6,000, which is a set of 6x9 mini prints of all 6 of the current campaign's covers. And we are approaching this stretch goal. We're not there yet. In fact, let me have a look. We are at 100 backers and within $300 of this stretch goal. So this stretch goal is a challenge coin, which has a rich military history. They were awarded to folks who did either great acts of bravery or achievements in their area of expertise. My son got a challenge coin for his training the Belgians in medical, in being a medic, because my son is an airborne ranger combat medic. So he trained the Belgians to do a lot of what he does, and he got a challenge coin. Okay. Now, I won't take the time to describe the history of the challenge coins and then why they're so treasured by folks and then what they're used for now. But if you just search on challenge coin history or something like that, it's a fascinating read. I really loved it. And so I included one as a stretch goal. And then the last stretch goal on my campaign, as it stands right now, are action figures. They'll be fully articulated 8-inch action figures. And what I'd really like to do is have both Siamese girls in a blister pack on a card. I did the research. This is very expensive. So this will have to be set out at a very high stretch goal. I'm being realistic. I don't expect to reach it, but you never know. We are under 3 weeks now on the campaign. And, obviously I'll be on some closeout streams as we get close to the end, but you never know. I've seen some great things happen both in and out of Comicsgate. So yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Actually, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, it's pretty, what do you say? You have goals?
Yeah, ambitious.
Ambitious. Yeah, right. That was the word. Awesome. So how much of these stretch goals? Because it's quite a lot of stretch goals. So if you order this, you get.
So yeah,
plenty,
as of right now, if you back a physical book, you'll get all 10 of the 6x9 prints. And if enough people do, in the next 3 weeks, you'll also get this challenge coin. We're close. $300 isn't a lot. We're at 100 backers right now, which is phenomenal. I'm glad we reached that milestone, but I truly believe we can get to 200 in the next 3 weeks.
Okay, awesome, man. So most of these stretch goals you still have to produce, or do you already have some?
Oh, no, I would have to have them made. And of course, it'll all depend on, how many are ordered. How many overall are ordered of the book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be careful that you when you offer too many stretch goals at some point that financially,
yes,
that can be.
You don't want to put yourself out of
Yeah, you
Don't
want
put
to
yourself at a loss.
offer your backers a lot of free stuff, but at some point you have to be realistic that's it's enough, you know. So
I agree.
you have a lot, man.
So
awesome.
You know, one of the things that we've been talking about is that you and I have known each other for years, and we've been producing comics before we came to Comicsgate. So I was posting my characters up on Facebook. I'm in about 50 different comic book groups on Facebook, and a member of CG said to me, you know, these are cool characters, Brian, but you better be careful. You really ought to have them in a published comic book before you start putting them up on Facebook. And I'm like, I do have them in published comic books. He's like, what? So he said, hey, have you heard about CG? Would you consider becoming, you know, a part of it? And I'm like, no, I haven't heard of it. What is it? So I investigated. I saw on Wikipedia that there was a very negative review. But as a fraud examiner, I have a professional skepticism. So I went and visited Michael Bancroft's stream on my own, and found them to be very welcoming, super supportive, fun group. I'm like, I don't know what those people who wrote Wikipedia what they're even talking about. This is an awesome group. So I've been around Comicsgate since I started, which was in October. Since I started going on the streams, and I've been making friends from around the world. Here I am talking to somebody in the Netherlands, for example.
Yeah,
never would have thought of that. Yeah, right. So, and the reason I bring all that up is I want to share my my website to show folks that Dojo Kun Comics is a thriving comic book company. In addition to the campaign, which I just talked about. Wait, I should ask you first, Dave. Am I on screen with the website?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Website. One sec. It looks like you have a backer.
I got another backer.
Yes, sir. Just now.
Sweet. Thank you, whoever that was. Thank you so much.
58 Underground pledged for the hardcover variant. Thanks,
man.
Got
the hardcover. Awesome. You're gonna love it.
Thanks a lot. Excellent, man.
So
a little Brink bump. The first Brink bump. Yeah. Woo.
Yay. Woo. I love it. So this top section here is about the campaign we just talked about. This here is this section is about the K Manifesto show with Dojo Kun Comics. I'm a co-host of a live stream on YouTube. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time every Thursday night. Well, not every Thursday, nearly every Thursday. We've got some examples where K Manifesto has to handle some board meetings and things. He works for a governmental agency, so he's got to be there for those. But we have a CG guide. We have different topics. It's topic driven, but we also have guests on who have campaigns open. So, we'd love to see you in our chat if it's a time of day you can be there.
That's the same day every week? What day is
Yes, it's on Thursdays. Yep,
Thursdays.
8 p.m. Eastern, which for you in the Netherlands, I'm sorry, but that's like 2 o'clock in the morning. But maybe you can watch the replay.
Yeah, man. I haven't watched any replays of your show. I frankly didn't know of it. So
okay.
I'll be checking that out.
So yeah, search for K Manifesto. He's like the channel owner, and I'm his co-host.
Awesome. Excellent, man.
We're working with an award-winning novelist. This is her right here, Janice Hardy. She wrote this trilogy called The Healing Wars, where healing somebody is weaponized. And this character here, Naya, in the middle of the book here, she can take pain away from someone and transfer it to someone else.
Okay.
So
that's handy.
Yeah. So Zilson Costa, the one who did Siamese 3 and 4, is also my artist on this. And you can see he's doing a bang-up job on this.
Yeah,
it's
you keep
so
busy,
nice.
Man.
Yes, I do. I have merchandise if you'd like to represent Dojo Kun Comics. It's simple, but
who doesn't?
It's a great t-shirt. This is the Maygun War. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Aries Hernandez from the Philippines, the 64 issues that he did in Tagalog. So this is his art on his IP. And Maygun War, just so you know, it means gang war in Tagalog.
All right. But you're not going to translate the title?
Nope. I think that it's kind of cool to keep that part in Tagalog to give it its own flavor.
All right. Oh. Awesome.
And then here's a close-up look of the 12 books that we've already published. and a couple of them that talk about Toro Tales is an anthology book with various superheroes and various artists involved. Night Mist and the Scarlet Archer is sort of an homage to those days when Marvel Comics would have like Iron Man and the Hulk in a single issue, but their own stories. Alliances would be my homage to Brave and the Bold, Marvel 2-in-1, Marvel Team Up, and DC Comics Presents, where there's a single character who's the host each issue, and then they have a different guest star each time. So Alliances will feature Breathtaker as the host. And if you'll allow me to skip down here real quick, I can show you. Breathtaker is right here.
Yeah, she's very popular, right?
Yes. So she's going to be the host of that book. She'll be in it each time, and then she'll have a guest star. The Compendium, which I mentioned a little while ago, is over 100 pages, and that's because it's sort of like the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, but for my universe instead. It has their stats, their history, their origin, their first appearance, and a full-body picture of the characters. There's over 100 characters in this. And honestly, that's the first annual compendium. I'm working on the second one, and I've already introduced, I think, another 35 characters since then.
Holy wow. Yeah.
Then the Loved Ones, I worked with David Whalen on. He gave me the concept. I wrote the book, and then he did all the art and lettering. It's a black and white horror adventure story where the kids of the classic movie monsters go searching for their parents, and things do not go well for them.
Okay, cool. So it's a bit style of Stranger Things, or maybe?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I haven't watched that, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah, we actually don't watch television here at home. We are on our computers all the time. So we did an experiment one time where we had the carpet cleaned and we moved the entertainment center away from the wall, and we unplugged everything, of course. And unbeknownst to me and most of the rest of the home, we've got 5 boys. We put the TV back, but we didn't plug it back in. And nobody said a word for 2 months. Nobody even noticed that the TV hadn't been plugged in. So we figured, yeah, no more of that.
Oh wow, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, right.
So no one can talk to you guys about movies and the latest series and.
Right. If they're super popular, we might watch them on Hulu or Netflix. Like we did watch the entire 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. We loved it.
So you use your laptop then, or?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And then lastly, I'll mention as far as the ones we've already published is The Mad King. This is going to be a 3-issue miniseries. Issues 1 and 2 are done. David Whalen from The Loved Ones did the cover of number 1. Annette Bell did the cover of number 2. And the great thing about Annette is she's painting the interiors. Every panel in this comic series is a painting.
Wow.
So
that will take a long time to produce, man.
It is, yes. She's working on number 3 right now.
Wow, that's amazing.
These here are the things coming soon from Dojo Kun Comics. Deanna Hammer of the Angels is going to be a 4-issue miniseries that follows Siamese. This is a connected superhero universe. So then after Siamese comes Deanna, and then after the 4 issues of Deanna will be an ongoing team book called Trident's New Alliance. TNA. Just say it.
Okay.
So of the 11 characters, no, that's totally intentional. Of the 11 characters, 8 of them are women. Toro Tales, after the first issue, which was only 24 pages, Toro Tales becomes more than 100 pages because there's going to be 12 different stories in that one. And I'd say I'm about 70% done with that one. Okay. And then Megan War is on its way, and we talked about that one. And then here's an example of several other characters from Dojo Kun Comics. It's Deanna, Starfrost, and Fierce, Electric Eye. Mortosis would be my company's big bad, sort of like a Darkseid or Thanos.
Right.
The Animates, they can become the were form of any animal they've ever touched. So they can become a were rhino or a were giraffe or whatever. Breathtaker, we've talked about. She's sort of like a Supergirl archetype.
I first thought when I saw Breathtaker and name, I thought she must have air-based powers.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she didn't, but she's still cool. She's still cool.
Yeah, her nickname just came from how she looks now. She went from a mousy little librarian to, well, being a breathtaker.
Yes.
And then this is Coltrane. He's sort of super strong and super durable. And then Canadian Shield is an African-Canadian citizen who's in the RCMP, who becomes part of Trident's new alliance as an exchange hero.
All right. But you don't market him as the African-Canadian Shield.
Right. Nope. He's the Canadian Shield.
Hex Allen is in the chat. Welcome, man.
Hey, Hex. Good to see you.
Man, you have so much going on. Unbelievable.
I really do. And then there's one more thing. Did you want me to talk about what you and I are working on?
Oh, sure. Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So Dave and I are collaborating on what will be my next campaign, and that is a trading card series. We're working out the details, but we're each going to have 50 of our characters in the 100 card core set. And then we're coming up with, and we're not sure exactly how just yet, but we're coming up with a way for other creators to get their characters involved in the card set as well. So, you know, we're hammering out the details. We're looking at creating a template for folks to give us information about their characters. We're going to make it fun. We're not making a trading card game out of it, just trading cards. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have lots of stretch goals and add-ons. Like, for example, do you get them in just a plastic box, or do you get them in a 9-card sleeve, or do you get them in a binder? So as things progress, you'll get a better package for the trading cards.
Yeah, let me see if I can find some examples. What we did. I'm still working on the layouts. I'm not really happy with it just yet, so I'm still tweaking. I've been working on it yesterday for a little bit, but time is scarce nowadays. So
I'll bet, with your wrapping up your campaign and getting ready to go into fulfillment.
Yeah, exactly. Templates. Let me see. Trading cards, templates. I got a few here. Yeah, right. I got a few here. Let me see. Share screen. Yeah. Bam. So that's one of the examples. They have Canadian Shield. So, but we decided that we wanted to give the border for the heroes one and the same character color, and for villains a different color, and teams.
Right. So the colors will denote the kind of card they are, whether they're heroes, villains, teams, supporting characters, or cosmic entities.
Right. Cool. So we have some things going on. I'm still working on the back.
Okay.
There you have them. Yeah. Woo.
There's Siamese.
Yeah. So still a lot of work to do here, but
yeah. So watch for that. We hope that there's enough people out there who are interested in backing trading cards and collecting them, that this will be a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah. And I there will be 100 cards to start with.
Yes, that will be the core set. The 50 from your genuine comics universe and 50 from Dojo Kun Comics.
Dude, that's amazing.
And then like I said, we're coming up with the details as to how we're going to manage to put other characters in there from other creators. Like, for example, I don't want to pick on him, but let's say Michael Bancroft. He doesn't have a whole superhero universe, but he has several characters with the Lucent, but probably not enough to give us 20 to 50 characters. So is there a way to get Michael involved such that he can just have a few characters and still be a part of it? Whereas I'm sure there are other folks who have an entire universe, like Joe Fulton, who has his Outliers universe coming up. Yes. He might be able to give us 20 characters on trading cards if he wants to be a part of it. So we're looking at, how we're going to do that and how we're going to get people involved, and if there's going to be a price point or if that's going to be a tier. So Dave and I will work out the details there, and I'm sure once we get it going, we'll be on streams to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Trading cards, man. I never expected myself to do trading cards, but then you approached me with this idea, and yeah, sure, why not, man?
Yeah, and I think you're doing a great job in your drafts of the layouts for them.
Oh, thanks.
I'm impressed.
It still needs some work. It's but and I don't need to make it too complicated because we're gonna make plenty of these cards. So it has to be a simple template that that we can easily swap over. So look, Hex Ellen likes to. He has a tons of characters.
Okay. So then maybe if you come to us and want to be a part of the trading card set, you can, it might be a tier where we have people involved, but then we've got to make sure we leave enough time for Dave to put your characters into the template that we're talking about. So
yeah,
we've got to make sure we do that so that it's manageable.
Well, 58 Underground is familiar with the Jamiverse. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He wants to include Earthling and the Flying Dutchman. I haven't included the Flying Dutchman yet, but he probably will. Yeah. Awesome, man. And Marinus here. Hey, man. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for being here.
Cool, man. So you have a lot
Pale Rider's here too. Hey, Pale Rider.
Pale Rider, yeah. Pale Rider said something. Let me see. About will the red dress Chris action figure have plastic or a cloth dress?
If we're going that far, we're gonna go with the cloth.
Yeah, definitely. Man. Like the old Darth Vader figure. Yeah, the cloth thing, or was it plastic?
Well, the original was just a plastic cape, but as they progressed with their technology, they made it cloth.
Yeah, right. I remember that one of my aunts, she
like mother's sister or father's sister.
Yeah, exactly. She made a little cloth cloak for the Darth Vader figure.
Nice.
Really cool. Yeah,
that's very cool.
So awesome, man. So well, your campaign seems to be doing fine. So if people want to back your campaign, it's in the description underneath this video.
Great, thank
you. I will also post it in the chat.
And you can find me at Dojo Kun Comics on Twitter. My website is dojokuncomics.wixsite.com/dojokuncomics.
You know the drill, man.
Yeah, and you can find me on Facebook too. Like I said, I'm in 50 different comic book groups, so I sometimes post the campaign to each of them. When I've got time to sit there and post, click, post, click, post, click.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Cool, man. Man, it was so awesome to have you on. It took
Thanks so much.
It took a few weeks to get this arranged, but I'm so happy.
Me too. I'm glad to be on. I appreciate it. And like we said at the beginning, we've been friends for quite a while, so it's neat to be in this community together too.
Yeah, man. This network there's so much to do, so many people to talk with, and so many projects going on. There's this energy, this creative energy, and I love it, man. It's fantastic.
You bet.
You know, because usually you just work on your own and you make your book and you put it out there, but things change. Now it's one big network of people who want to see each other succeed.
Yes,
and that's just phenomenal. Okay, so thanks all. Enjoy this. Dave, love Perfect 10 #2. Oh, thank you, man. Spectacular. Can't wait to get the physical copy. Cheers.
I have the digital, but I'm not going to read it till I get the physical in hand, so no spoilers.
Yeah, I might be doing it differently for issue 3 because I'm sending everyone digitals. Because they basically come free with the physical perks, but not everyone actually wants digitals. So I might change course for issue 3 that people can just add that.
Okay,
I'll think about
not a bad
that.
idea. Yeah, as we do our campaigns, we start looking at things we might do just a little differently. Like, for example, I have 6 different covers for this trade paperback. I might bring it down to just a few, maybe 3 or so, because I think with so many choices, people get like overwhelmed with the choices. For example.
Yeah, and yeah. many people like variant covers, and but I myself prefer, one cover. Usually I just pick one, and then there are like 4 awesome ones, and I get stressed.
Right.
Oh, which one to pick, man?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Great
Thanks
chat.
to all of you in the chat. Appreciate it.
Okay, so if you like this show, please like it and subscribe and tell everyone. And maybe I'll be here next week with a new guest. I don't know yet because I'm very tired. So we'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.